Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Crip-Tex.
Are you Crip-Tex?
Who are you?
I'm Crip-Troll.
Crip-Troll? What the fuck do you want?
Are you the YouTuber that uses movies to express his points?
Yes, or what?
Shame on you.
Hey, you know what? Fucking troll. Okay guys, let's go with the first topic of this video. Let's talk about blue eyes. Let's remember what the Sergeant Riley said about the British guy and the color of his eyes.
Or the person was not clear on the color of the eyes, but the person said it was definitely not blue. She was the person was very obvious that it was not blue eyes, but they did mention that they were not clear on which color it was.
He said that the British guy, he doesn't have blue eyes. He has eyes of different colors. So we know that Richard Allen, he has blue eyes. That's obvious. My question for you guys is, how can we blame Kathy Allen for remaining silent if she was watching the news, the television, and there was an officer from the law enforcement saying that British guy, he doesn't have blue eyes. And her husband, he has blue eyes. So we cannot blame Kathy Allen. She was just listening to the fucking law enforcement. So that's the problem with this case, guys. The information is so confusing that we cannot take any conclusion. So let's talk about the hat. From the same press conference, the same sergeant, who I think is a nice guy, he says, don't worry about the hat.
We want to make sure that you focus on the picture. We want to make sure the face is what you're looking at and not to worry about the hat. Even though that hat is not quite the same as the one in the picture, we want the facial features is what we want you to look at.
And the hat is like the 60% of the surface of the picture. How can you not be focused on the fucking hat? These guys are really nuts. They're crazy. So they put a very specific hat in the sketch and they tell you, don't worry about the hat. So again, great job, guys. Now, third topic, let's talk about Freudian slips. There's a couple of Freudian slips very famous in this case, in Delphi. So as you know, a Freudian slip is like a slip of the tongue. It's when you want to say something and at the end you said something totally different. But you were supposed to say what you were thinking, but you said a total different thing. A good example is when you call your wife by your ex-girlfriend's name. That's the worst Freudian slip ever.
It wasn't drawn up overnight. We've been working with this picture and with the suspects that we, or excuse me, the witnesses that with the suspects that we, or excuse me, the witnesses that with the suspects that we, or excuse me, the witnesses that we have that would put this together. So it's not something that we did overnight. This has taken a while to put together.
He said that they were working with the suspect and he wanted to say witness instead. So if I go deep in my mind, I would say that there was a witness that at the same time it was a suspect for the law enforcement. Other very famous Freudian slip in this case was made by Eric Williams. As you know, he was one of the searchers that was looking for the girls in that area the day of the murders. So he was on the news and he said this. Remember that?
Extensive search to find them.
Ravines, ditches, trash cans for phones, any sign of the girls, 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 and anything we can find.
As you remember, at that point, we didn't know that the girls were murdered. They were just missing. So it's funny that he almost said the word victims at that time. I think there's nothing here. He seems to be a good guy. There's an interesting interview in the Ruckus channel with him. It's almost 1 hour. Very good information there. You can go there, guys, and check in the Rufus channel. the interview with Eric Williams. Next topic, let's talk about the voice. Bridge guy, down the hill. Down the hill. Guys. Down the hill. Guys.
What have we released? We've released the audio tape that says you hear the voice saying down the hill, down the hill. It's a distinctive enough voice that somebody that knows that person could say, boy, that sounds like fill in the blank of the name.
Right.
Those are the people we don't want you to rationalize away that thought, oh, Bill could never do that. Call us, tell us, let us go talk to Bill. If Bill can validate where he was at that time and we can rule him out of the investigation, that will happen. But if Bill can't do that, and we find other inconsistencies that indicate that he's possibly a valid suspect, then you will have helped us solve the crime.
I don't think this audio helped at all, ironically. So it was good to put it out there, but it doesn't help. And one example is Kegan Kline. To me, the voice is exactly like Kegan's voice. What is funny is that when Kegan Kline's stepbrother, Bart, he was asked if he thinks that the bridge guy's voice sounds like Kegan Kline, he said yes. And he was like convinced that it sounded like his voice. But on the other hand, we have Kegan Kline's stepsister, and she said that the voice is totally different.
I assume you've heard the audio of the person on the bridge saying, guys down the hill.
Did it sound like Kegan?
It did sound like Kegan. I will be honest. I'm just going to be honest. I did. It did sound like him to me. Yeah.
Just from your own personal opinion, do you think that the bridge guy with the voice recording sounds like either Kegan or Tony?
No, I do not.
Interesting.
So we have Kegan Kline's brother, sister, same voice, different voice. At the end is something very subjective. And because of that, again, we cannot blame Kathy Allen, in my opinion. Next topic, the red jeep. Yes, again, the red jeep. As you remember in my last video, I put a clip where we can see a red jeep behind the journalist that was covering the news the same day of the murders, I think. And it's kind of creepy.
Delphi are cautious tonight about saying too much of anything. Many of them knew these two young girls and they know their families, and they are just finding it still very difficult to talk about what happened.
Take a look at that car. It's a red Jeep. I'm not saying it's Tony Kline's or Kegan Kline Jeeps, but it's very ironic. But I think it's really ironic to have a red Jeep in that emission the same day or the next day of the murders, knowing what Kegan Kline said about red Jeep. I'm not a fan of digital enhancements, but I think it's an interesting exercise. So do you think that it is possible to work on that image or on that video and to try to get some image or some kind of characteristic or some kind of specifics about the driver, or it's just something stupid to even think about it? So I don't have a special program. I just my cell phone with a couple of filters. I was trying to do some work on it, but of course it didn't work. And I don't know, guys, if you have a good program or if you are good for these kind of things and you can take a look and try, why not? We never know. It's just something that piqued my curiosity. Don't be a troll. Next topic, Elvis Fields. So we can see the Elvis Fields situation in two different angles. One is like he's someone trying to get some kind of attention. He's just a wannabe, a crazy guy, etc.
There are people that will call up and they will claim responsibility for crimes, or they will call up out of a want for attention, and they will give what they say they have this solid tip information that they want to provide and share, right. And they've gleaned it from what's been released. There's specific information in this investigation that we're not releasing that if it comes to our attention, we're going to know that's a good tip. We need to really pay close attention to that.
Now, the other angle is maybe he knew something. So I don't think that the information about the sticks above Abby's head was something that was out there at that time. We know today that there was some kind of configuration or arrangement of sticks because of the leak of the crime scene pictures. But at the time, I think that that was not something public. Maybe some searchers or some people knew about that, but it's interesting that Elvis Fields had that information at the time. So to me is something that should be revisited. Maybe they need to call the guy again and to do some kind of interview or interrogatory to have more information about what he was claiming at that time. That's my opinion.
People don't like to keep secrets, and sooner or later somebody's going to say something somewhere, and somebody's going to hear it, and we're hoping that person that hears it.
So we have the idea that these people, they are not able to keep the secret like forever. But what about if the actual situation is something like this? Let's take a look to the movie The Captive.
I know that it'll all work out. What makes you so sure? Hey, I've only cracked the first ring. They'll never get done. We are safe, encrypted beyond the reach of God. Do not give them the key, Ryan. Under no circumstance do you take any of the bullshit deals that they offer. You deny.
What the fuck do you want?
Why are you using the mask?
So what the fuck do you care? What's your problem? So the troll, he wants some answers about the mask. So I'm gonna give you a couple of options, but at the end I'm gonna give you the real answer. So one option is just because I want to hide my face.
Why the mask?
To hide my face.
Another option is because I want to protect the people I love.
Why the mask?
Protect the people closest to me.
Yeah, but you were a loner, right? You didn't have any family?
There are always people you care about.
Another option is because I'm afraid of the virus. But the best answer I can give you guys is it's because it's fun. It's fun. I'm having fun. And I hope you're having fun too. And life is short. We have to have fun, no, guys? Topic, Kegan Kline and the police. I mean the actual police, the real police. One of the excuses that Kegan Kline uses for his crimes is the loneliness. He was so lonely. You remember the serial killer Larry Hall? He used the same type of excuses when he was interrogated by the law enforcement. Let's take a look to this comparison. I'm using scenes from the movie Blackbird, was a TV series actually, and there's a lot of similarities between Larry Hall and Kegan Kline. Let's take a look.
I'm very lonely.
That's hard.
Yeah, it is hard. I wake up alone, I go to work alone, I go to bed alone. Some other guys, they have women that go to movies, they eat pizza together.
And you wish you had that. A woman who loved you.
Yeah.
Kind of spiraled out. I mean, I didn't have a girlfriend. I was a lonely guy, and I started talking to girls online, and it just kind of spiraled into something. I don't know. It just Yeah, it's crazy.
What do you do with the urge to be with a woman?
Let's push it down.
I don't really know. I was just lonely, you know what I mean? Just talking to people. I don't know why I did it, really.
And were you ever trying to meet these girls in real life that you were talking to?
No, never. I feel like I'm being harassed completely.
So that was from the TV series Blackbird. It's in what platform? Forgot the name. Apple TV. Yeah. Some subscribers they asked me to recommend some movies. As you know, I love to work with movies that are related or similar to Delphi. This one is very good. The name is Grimmed. If you can take a look to this movie, you're not gonna regret. It's really well done. There are a lot of similarities to Delphi. It's a double homicide, two girls. The scenes remember a lot to what we know about Delphi. The search, the searchers. There's a guy like some kind of Kegan Kline. There's another one. It's very well done. There's a lot of twists. So if you can take a look to this movie, you're not gonna regret.
Síðastliðinn laugardag gekk vegfarandi fram á 2 lík inn í Heiðmörk og telur við tvöfalt morð sé að ræða.
Við ætlum að biðja þeim að bera kennsl á þér. Þegar þú ert tilbúin.
Þessi kona eitur. Hún hefur rústað lífið mínu. Fleiri manna til að fylla í einhverjum draumórum sem nefur.
Vaknaðir. Ertu að borða? Hvað gerðist svo? Fór út að labba? Hvert fórstu að labba? Ellandal? Hver hittur stjörnur?
Ég er að tala við Eddu. Já, hún vill ekki tala við þig!
Next topic, why didn't anyone see the other actors? Let's take a look to this clip I made a couple of weeks ago. That kind of scenario makes me think about Tony Kline. We know that he was a hunter, so I can picture that kind of scenario. Tony Kline, another crazy fucker, or Tony Kline alone with a military uniform, camouflage, maybe hunting the girl, something like The Most Dangerous Game.
Not you again, no. What the fuck you want?
Take your mask off.
No.
Take it off.
No.
Take it off.
No.
I'm gonna do it.
No.